Greetings to you, my people. Good morning to each and every one of us out there. Happy New Week from my own side, from my own corner. The person you are hearing his voice is not another person, but the person you always dare to listen to. That is Okute Daily Talk from Okute's Daily Talk Corner. Bringing to you this Monday morning broadcast, being the 17th day of October in the year 2022. Hear the headlines in full. Don't touch the dial. We are moving forward. 2023, Peter Obi denies flying private jets allegedly donated for his campaigns. All this one is propaganda. Ohanaeze demands apology from Atiku over divisive statement. As if this one reached their mind. Envelope now, all of them will be singing Atiku. We know all of Honor. Only Ogu will kill all of Honor. In entertainment news, we have Liverpool defeat Man City 1-0 in Anfield Fortress. Atiku clarifies controversial statement, says Tinubu embarrassed El-Rufai. And how does that concern you? So can't you mind your own business and do your own campaign? What are you clarifying? What is the business between tribal sentiments and what Atiku said in his speech while in Kaduna? They have no relation. So all this one is medicine after death. You have already made your point and everybody knows about it. This is exactly what happened when they killed Deborah in Sokoto. You made a tweet. All of a sudden, you deleted that tweet saying you are not aware that somebody tweeted with your own verified account. So that means the person that is managing your Twitter will not tell you anything before he or she posts on your Twitter. We are seeing you. You are just bringing yourself out one after the other. We know the wickedness in you. And it have happened before. That was a mistake. But this time around, it won't happen again, Atiku. Just go back home and sleep. This is your plan to send Nigerians off and went back to Cameroon. It will not work. We know you are from Cameroon. Your senior brother is there. He's one of the House of Reps in the Cameroonian government dealing with the innocent citizens there. And that is the same thing you want to do in Nigeria. Before that 2023, you will go cripple. Northern President's comment. Atiku stole PDP ticket. He is now naked before Nigerians. APC campaign council. They have started to mock Atiku with this. Superb Ramsdale and Saka winning goal keeps Arsenal on the top. PDP APC rule Nigeria for 24 years with nothing to show for it. Peter Obi's Vice President Yusuf Dati says. Rico Swab's team speaks on narrative surrounding his death, gives updates on burial arrangements. Top APC chieftain Inowa dumped APC for PDP. Politics is a dirty game. So, my dear people, let's go into the go straight into the business of the day. Let's start with what Ohanaeze Ndigbo demands apology from Atiku over divisive statement. We know your people, we know your own apology you are demanding. It's envelope or sack of money. Once it gets to your table now, everything will turn upside down. You people have been a disgrace to the Igbo nation as a whole. And as Ndigbo, you people have been a disgrace. Since I grew up as a child to where I am today, Ohanaeze Ndigbo have not been to the interest of the Igbos. Rather, it has been to the interest of their own purse. Ohanaeze Ndigbo had requested an apology from the People's Democratic Party PDP presidential candidate Waziri Atiku Abubakar over the alleged decisive statement he made in Kaduna yesterday. The socio-cultural group asked Atiku to retract the statement and also apologize to Igbo and those from the southern region of the country. The group in a statement described Atiku's pronouncement on the need for northerners to vote only a candidate from the northern region over other tribes candidates as provocative and emotional. The group spokesperson Alex Ogbenna bemoaned that it was rather unfortunate that the statement by the former vice president contradicts his claims of building a cosmopolitan and detribalized Nigerian who want to be detribalized Nigerian. He have already started a tribal war. He has not even get to the office and start a tribal war. He now have to go to the office, the discrimination start. He try to let you know that even you, as a Christian, you as an Igbo accent, you have nothing to do with Nigerians. In the case of Deborah, Sunday bared it all. We are still waiting for the true confession of what Atiku will say. Till this moment, that case have died just like that. Ogbenna advanced that the PDP presidential hopefully should have just continued his campaign without creating ethnic tensions that are uncalled for. Of course, that was a very provocative remark coming from a former vice president of Nigeria. His remark perhaps brings out his mindset about the country. Exactly, that is the point. But you people will still go and vote for him when he brings sack of money. Because I know you people. You people can never stand one place. You keep jumping from one place to another. Stomach infrastructure organization. That is what Ohanaeze is known for. It is a Freudian slip. Something that slips from somebody's mouth unintentionally, which reveals the person's deep feeling about something, the group added. The group in the statement recalled that it is in the history books that Igbo and the South have voted for the past presidents like Abubakar Tafawa Balewa, Shehu Shagari, Umar Yar'Adua, and Muhammadu Buhari. He said, and I quote, "The remark is abysmally low. It is an ill-advised remark. It is not good for the former vice president. He should find a way to withdraw that remark." He further said, Ohanaeze Ndigbo worldwide is disappointed by that remark by Atiku. This is because Ndigbo had voted for Shagari, Yar'Adua, Buhari, and even supported all the military rulers from the north. How can you tell him to withdraw? Withdraw words from his mouth, then what about his heart? That is the simple gospel truth there. The man in question have already come out and tell you, this is what I will do when I become the president of the country. And you are here making references to you have to go and withdraw what he have said. Okay, he can go on a live TV and say, this is not what I said, or apology, but what happens to his mind? Because it's out of the depth of the heart that the mouth speaketh. So that is what is inside his heart. He just voice out. And you are telling him to go and apologize. Can you change his mindset? Can you change what he have already planned in his mind? The answer is no, you cannot. So the only best thing to do is to encourage your people, know your sheep, and your sheep should know you. You should know who you are voting for, and people you are voting for should also know you. If not, if you made any mistake coming 2023, that country called Nigeria will be no more. I repeat, it will be no more. That country will just collapse and sink. That is overnight. Atiku have started his own. The other one that is called Bat is out there doing his own, campaigning, telling Yorubas not to vote for an Igbo president, because when they vote for Igbo president, that Igbo president will take all the whole seaports, airports, and the business will be moved to the east, and the Lagosians will no more sell their lands again or get profit from the Igbos. Imagine what a person that call himself a good politician, a tactician, went on to be saying on the national TV through his spokesperson. And when you said that, they will deny it and said it's a propaganda. What a propaganda! In every atom of, in every rumor, there's an atom of truth in it. So you people should stop all this painting black to white and painting white to black. Come out and say the gospel truth and let the devil be ashamed. I'm even ashamed of what these people call Ohanaeze Ndigbo, what is their name. So Ohanaeze Ndigbo is calling on the former vice president to apologize to Nigerians and Southerners in particular on that unfortunate remark. It is a divisive one. That is the end of the news for what Ohanaeze Ndigbo is telling Abubakar to go and confess or to go and apologize. Northern President's comment: Atiku stole PDP ticket. He's now naked before Nigerians APC campaign council. I know this is Festus Keyamo will be on top of this, but he will not hear the statement his candidate make that El-Rufai is turning an ugly situation to bad, and that, as if that one is not enough. As if that one is not enough. Somebody who cannot even pronounce the name of his party, and you are here to counter other people's opinion. My dear, you people should go and rest. Forget all this propaganda politics that you people are playing. All this partisan politics they are playing. All Progressive Congress APC campaign council on Sunday chided the People's Democratic Party PDP presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar over his recent comment about the 2023 presidency. Okute News gathered and records Atiku on Saturday during an interactive session with the Arewa Joint Committee at the Arewa House in Kaduna said the North only needs someone from the region as the next president. Speaking at the event, the PDP candidate said Northerners need to vote for him rather than a Yoruba or Igbo candidate because he is pan-Nigeria with a northern extraction that has built bridges across the country. Which bridge you build? We are in a total darkness today is Atiku Abubakar. Most of the assets that the country have today that render most of the youths jobless today, Atiku sold all during his regime with the OBJ. And you said you build, which bridge did you build? The only bridges you build is you married from 4 ethnic groups. That is the only bridge you build. And is that an achievement? That is your own selfish desire. Is where you are looking for what is under the skirt that you went to marry for. Nobody pushes you to do that. And somebody cannot come and be campaigning on that aspect that you are a unifier because you married 4 different wives. While the country, you have been in the total darkness because of your generator business. And they are calling you unifier. Unify what? Try to unify Wike and Ayu and the rest of them in PDP before you can unify anybody. Unify my foot. Speaking at the event, the PDP candidate said Northerners need to vote for him because there are built bridges across the country. The statement has attracted several knocks and criticism for the former vice president and the APC campaign council. In a statement by its director of media and publicity, Bayo Ononoga, said the development has further exposed Atiku as someone who does not have the interests of Nigerians at heart. He's a tribalistic, and he will play a tribalistic government if elected, which I know it will never happen. The APC statement accused Atiku of attempting to wipe up ethnic sentiments in order to get votes. According to Ononoga, Atiku is now exposed and he is now fully naked before the Nigerian people. That is the truth. He said the statement of People's Democratic Party's presidential candidate Alhaji Waziri Atiku Abubakar to the effect that the Northerners don't need a Yoruba or Igbo president is the worst expression of ethnocentric optimism ever uttered by a former Nigerian vice president. This clearly demonstrates how low a man honored with the second highest office of the Nigerian constitution is willing to sink in search of a perennial wild goose chase after the highest office in the land. It confirmed that the argument that Atiku has feasted on such base, cheap, primordial sentiments to use the masses and the lives of the North as the ladder to ascend to power since 1989 without any dividends to show. Doubling down in his now infamous speech, Atiku said, what the average Northerner needs is somebody who is from the North and also understand that the part of the country and has been able to build bridges across northern state, not Nigeria. This is what the Northerner needs. It doesn't need a Yoruba or Igbo candidate. I stand before you as a pan-Nigerian of northern origin. He is an ethnic bigot. Of course, that is what he is. Onanuga warned against voting Atiku, whom he accused of disrespecting his party's zoning arrangement because of his selfish and personal interests. My question here is, why must it be Atiku every year to contest for PDP presidential candidate? Why? He had bought all the whole delegates with his money, right? And yet, Ayu came on national TV saying that PDP does not have any money when they come to office. That is why they went and they borrow 1 billion and 100 million like this, like that. Hey, corruption in the highest order. Wike, continue being your strong head. Just they spoil something for them. Because 2023, they will hear when. In a clear terms, Atiku, who stole the PDP ticket by a similar mindset, has cast himself as a northern candidate who should solely be supported by the people from his region. We view Atiku's public declaration, which framed him as an ethnic and regional champion, as unbecoming for a man who was a former vice president of Nigeria. But we are not surprised by his desperate position. Atiku has resorted to whipping up ethnic sentiments, knowing that his chances of being elected have become a marriage. Ononoga, even your own candidate the same. So let's focus. Atiku's many sins. The APC stalwart went ahead to highlight some of the things the PDP candidate has done wrong in the race for the 2023 presidential election. Ononoga said Nigerians, however, can't be deceived, as they have seen through the person of Atiku as someone who can't be trusted to represent them well at the highest political office in the land. He predicted a loss for Atiku at the polls. He himself, not anybody else, to blame for his expected electoral misfortune. First, he broke the fundamental rules of power rotation in his party and the country. The statement continued. As if this cardinal saying was not enough, the PDP candidate has remained different in the face of pressure by preserving the two topmost posts in his party for people from his region. Of course, the Nigerian public now know better that a man who has been campaigning as a so-called unifier of our desperate groups is a tribal jingoist who has now totally eviscerated all pretensions to being the tribalized Nigerian. He is demonstrably the antithesis of a pan-Nigerian politician. Nigerians of goodwill, who daily seek a united and prosperous nation, should reject Atiku and his party at the polls next February. And your own party also have nowhere to go. Ononoga, hear me and hear me clear. You are talking about Atiku. Your own candidate went on a national TV where he's inaugurating the APC woman wing of the campaign council, and said people are clamoring for change of government, that he is there are polite, but he's telling everybody, all the Nigerians, that they should shut up. And you are here making jest of another person's comment. We are coming for you. Atiku only pays lip service to national unity, despite that it features as one of the 5 cardinal points of a so-called covenant with Nigerians. The facade is over. He is now fully naked before the Nigerian people. And that is the end of Atiku's saga. So let's look into another saga where the so-called Atiku said clarifies controversial statement, says Tinubu embarrassed El-Rufai. So let me see how this one concerns a tribal sentiment which what Tinubu did in Kaduna. The presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party PDP, former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, has clarified a controversial statement he made in Kaduna on Saturday. Okute News gathered and reported earlier that Atiku, while speaking in Kaduna State, charged Northerners not to vote for a Yoruba or Igbo presidential candidate in 2023. Atiku said Northerners need to vote for him rather than a Yoruba or Igbo candidate because he is a pan-Nigeria with a northern extraction that has built bridges across the north. He said, What the average northerner needs is somebody who is from north and also understand that part of the country has been able to build bridges across the northern region. This is what the northerner needs. It doesn't need a Yoruba or Igbo candidate. I stand before you as a pan-Nigeria origin. Angered by the comment, the APC in a statement on Sunday through its national publicity secretary, Barrister Felix Morka, said the former vice president would rather disunite the country rather than bring about unity, as he has claimed in his many declarations. But in a swift reaction, Atiku Abubakar spokesperson Paul Ibe accused the ruling party of trying to hoodwink Nigerians by telling a big lie. Let me see the big lie. Paul Bigwig. While describing the ruling party's presidential candidate, Bola Tinubu, as someone who can't withstand 5 minutes of unscripted speech, Atiku's aide said the former Lagos State governor embarrassed Governor Nasir El-Rufai at a recent function. The statement reads, "It is regrettable to say the least that the All Progressive Congress (APC) will decide to cause a show of shame by a disingenuous attempt to turn the facts on its head about what the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Atiku Abubakar, said during a public engagement at the Arewa House on Saturday. For the benefit of the innocent public who might be hoodwinked by the usual behavior of APC in telling a big lie, what transpired was a direct question to Atiku to address the northern audience on why he should be voted for by the northern electorate. In answering this question, Atiku stated with a joke by addressing the question as Mr. Northerner, which is a veiled criticism of why he limited his question to the northern audience in the first place. Continuing, Atiku explained without a slur, unlike the APC candidate would, that what matters the most to the northern electorate is a candidate who has built bridges of unity across other parts of the country, and not necessarily a northern candidate who lacks the credentials of national spread and acceptability. Those who were unambiguous remarks of the PDP presidential candidate, but because the APC does not possess any tangible ideas to campaign on for their candidate, they resorted to dubious tactics of diverting public attention first away from the failures of their party in the past 7 years plus, and secondly, to shift attention away from the embarrassing gaffes of their presidential candidate in this public communication, which they frequently shy away from. Of course, a failed political party and a presidential candidate who cannot withstand 5 minutes of unscripted speech would not have anything tangible to talk about other than to resort to irritating scavenging like they have done in this case. On the same day, when Atiku Abubakar stood agile and cerebral before his host at the Arewa House, the APC candidate, whose only entitlement for president is because of an ethnic identity claim, was also a public function in Kaduna State, and publicly embarrassed his host, Governor Nasir El-Rufai, by saying that he would not contemplate pursuing higher educational qualification, and likening him to a rotten case that has turned into a bad situation. Said by Tinubu, are we to play to the gallery? We could have rushed to the press to make a bad case for such rotten remarks. We did not because we know that the upcoming election is not about scoring cheap political gains, but about ensuring that Nigerians have a fair deal in the next president that they will be electing. Ibe said it is repugnant that Tinubu, who is not honorable enough to make a full disclosure about his elementary education records, would ask to be elected a president of the most populous black nation in the whole world. According to him, the very ambition of Tinubu to aspire to become the president, become the Nigerian leader, is a rude attack on the integrity of every black country, and certainly an act of disgrace to all Nigerians. This is what the PDP coming to clarify about what trespassed in the Arewa forum, that Atiku went there to make a tribal sentiment that is causing knocks on every social media. Let me ask a question. What happens to Atiku generator business if he's coming to unify or to give us electricity? That means he will abandon his business and solve the business of 250 million people in Nigeria. The answer is no, he cannot do that. Rather than he's coming to finish what he has stopped. According to finish what he started during his tenure as the vice president, whereby he sold almost 2 to 3 big assets of the country that have rendered the youths unemployment till death, and those countries have died. He sold them to his own friends who are not or were not able to manage that company, and the company died today. How can you call him a unifier? Somebody who made a tweet on his private Twitter account about how the Northerners killed Deborah, that it is uncalled for. Under 30 minutes, it's not even up to 30 minutes, that tweet was taken down and he deleted it. When asked, he said he was not aware. You are not aware. You are going with your personal assistant to wherever you are going. You are going with your special advisor on communication matters wherever you are going. Those who handles your Facebook, your Twitter, or whatever communication you have on the internet always there with you. That is why you go in masses. And you are telling me you are not aware before the thing was tweeted. That is why you take it down. Okay, since you are not aware, have you ever written anything similar to that to console the family of the late Deborah Sunday? You have not done that. You call yourself a unifier. A unifier who come from the north. The general chairman of PDP is from the north, from your region. The DG of the campaign from the north. The deputy chairman of the deputy national chairman of PDP is from the north. How are you going to unify, whereby you have already started playing a regional politics with PDP? That's the same thing will happen when you went to the seat. You also play a regional politics. Ethnic bigots like you is not worthy or even capable to come out and begin to campaign or being or to take any post or whatsoever in Nigeria, even no matter how lower it is. You should go back to Dubai where you belong to. I'm talking to you, Mr. Atiku Abubakar. Go back to Dubai where you belong to. Leave all this controversial clarifying you people are doing on internet. This is medicine after death. We have already known you. Right from the case of Deborah. We have already known that you are a tribalistic, so you cannot rule the country. You're only coming to divide the country. If you like, Nigeria have more than 250 ethnic groups. Please, marry from that 250 ethnic groups. Then we will know that you are a unifier. You marry those ones you find interesting. You find that you cannot do without them because of what they have under the skirt. So let's call a spade, Mr. Man. Go back to sleep. My good people of Biafra, the lovers of freedom and lovers of mankind, I still remain your one and only Okute Daily Talk from Okute Daily Talk Corner, bringing to you this Monday morning broadcast. Until I come your way again, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like my content, share, invite your family and friends. All those ones who is always happy to hear the good news from my mouth, please invite them, let them come around, let them stay with you, let them always subscribe, let them always listen. Share my content to all the groups and pages you followed, so that they will be a partaker of this gospel that always came out from my mouth on daily basis. I will end it here until see you again. Bye for now. Okay, Messiah, my people.